Does anyone have any changes to the agenda? I have none.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded to approve the agenda. Anyone have any comments, changes? If not, motion made. Vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, passes. First item is to accept Mr. Meyrs' report. Great report. It's always good to see that we're not in debt too much. We're in the black.
My name is Kyle Meyrs with Abdo, Eick, and Meyrs, and I'm just going to give you a brief summary. Just to the audience, we've already gone over the audit report for 2015 in detail at a workshop previous to this meeting. And I'm just going to go over some of the highlights. Again, our opinion, as mentioned in the previous meeting, was unmodified or clean. The new standard that was implemented resulted in a $3.1 million prior period restatement, and it's basically due to the fact that you're recording the proportionate share of the city's unfunded liability at the state on the PERA pension plan. City's total net position increased by about $949 compared to an increase of $614,000 the previous year. Had a decrease in capital and operating grants of about $600,000. One other thing that I failed to mention in the previous meeting was, recall we talked about the $1,200,000 transfer from the city, $600,000 from the ambulance, and another $600,000 or so from the governmental funds of the city to the EDA, which is a discretely presented component unit. So that was a major impact on this also, because that took, even though it stayed within the city, it went from the primary government over to the EDA. So that was a major factor in the lesser of an increase this year than the previous year also. So that was a spending of dollars that went out of the city to the EDA. General funds fund balance increased by about just under $300,000. The unassigned fund balance is about 50% of next year's budget. Beyond the unassigned fund balance, there's also about $2.2 million in dollars that have been assigned for various purposes. And again, the 50% level is common with all cities in the state of Minnesota. That's a recommended level for fund balance for cities by the state auditor and the League of Minnesota Cities. Mostly all other city funds have positive balances. Debt service requirements are fairly level through 2021, approximately $1.5 million, and then some of your debt service payments fall off after that year. And again, we went over the enterprise funds in detail. Most all enterprise funds currently have sufficient cash flows to fund the operating costs and debt service payments, and healthy cash reserves to pay 3 months of operating costs and 1 year of debt service payments. So overall, the city's in pretty good financial shape as of the end of 2015. Are there any questions? Haven't been asked yet.
Anyone have any questions? None? Accept a motion to accept the 2015 financial report.
I'll second.
Motion made by Tuma, seconded by Ryan. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. 4-0.
Much. Thanks, Patty.
Thank you again. Second item on the agenda is resolution revoking conditional use permit number C4-2008, which had allowed an aluminum can reverse vending machine located at the Econo Foods parking lot. Ken, that's yours.
I'll take that. Yeah, actually, the title's probably longer than the actual discussion we need to even have on this item. Simply put, Don Werner, the owner of the property, is in the process of trying to sell the property. A title company had identified this past condition use permit that had allowed this big box of a machine that sat out there and you'd feed cans into it. And it's no longer there. Hasn't been there for nearly 2 years, I believe. Planning Commission did have a public hearing at their meeting on April 27th. We had one of the resident neighbors at the meeting, didn't have any comments. He was just interested to see how the process worked and was a little curious about what would be going into the building. We don't know that at this point. Very likely any reuse of the building would be a conditional use permit request that would come back through planning commission and then the council. So we don't have those details at this point. Ultimately, the planning commission recommended 5-0 to revoke the CUP based on the owner's request, and the resolution would support that. Just a little other background. Yeah, normally these can remain on the title of the property. As property owner, you can choose whether you want a use to exist there or not. So we didn't have a legal reason to revoke it, but the title company thought it would be cleaner to do that. So just kind of clarify that issue. It could have remained, but they want it off the books with your formal resolution to do so.
Any questions, anybody? I will make a motion to remove that conditional use permit from the books.
I'll second.
Second by Tuma. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 4-0. Seal coating bid. That's you, Glenn, huh?
Yep, that is me. In front of you, you got the seal coating bids that we received, sealed bids, and we received 3 of them. And as you can see, the Pearson brothers are the cheap bidder on this project, $1.16 per square yard. As in past history, seal coating is applying an oil, putting a rock on top of the oil. The oil helps preserve the asphalt, gives it a longer life expectancy. So it is recommended by staff that the council approve the low bid from Pearson Brothers at a cost of $1.16 per square yard. This year we're proposing to do 126,409 square yards for a total dollar amount of $146,634.44. Anybody's got any questions on seal coating or the bids?
Glenn, do you suppose they could put some Teflon or something on those crushed granite pieces so they don't go in the house so much?
So they don't roll around as much?
Yeah,
Yeah, we could try that.
yeah. Wouldn't stick to your feet.
Yeah. We'll give that a shot next year.
This doesn't include any trail work, Glenn?
This is not trail work. We'll have trail work coming probably in a month or so.
Okay, so there will be some seal coating to the trails,
Yeah. Yep. That's a different product, though.
not
That's
the rock.
That's a soybean-based oil. It's real friendly to the economy or to the Mother Nature. It's not oil-based at all. Seems to be working really well. We did some soil samples on that, or some core samples of the trails, and the first couple of years that we did it, you could still see how it penetrated down in the asphalt. So, fairly new product. Only been around for about 10 years, but so far it's been proving to work really well. So, but that'll be coming in a few months. This is just streets.
Anyone have any other questions, comments?
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid for Pearson Brothers at $1.16.
I'll second.
Motion made by Ryan, second by Jerick, to approve the seal coating bid from Pearson Brothers. Any other questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none, passes 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now, Chief, I thought we would always work to have the squad cars replace only one per year, maybe even some none per year, but now you're doing 2?
Yeah, that the memo present here just explains that the one that was supposed to be replaced last year was not replaced because of an accident that totaled out that vehicle. So the one that had been ordered last year was used to replace that squad car. So this year we would be ordering the one that was supposed to be replaced last year and then also the one for this year. A bid was received from Jeff Belzer, New Prague Ford, for $26,045 per unit. Nelson Auto Center has the state contract for the bid at $26,008.95. Nelson Auto Center did not present a quote because they had the state bid He normally doesn't present a quote to me. Last year when I followed up and asked if he was going to present one, he indicated that I should go online and figure out what my options are and what the cost is, because he doesn't want to waste time providing a bid. But it is under state contract, so the numbers are there. As I indicated earlier, we would be looking at replacing the 2 vehicles. On the first vehicle, it was budgeted this year for replacement. That would be replacing the 2011 Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. That'll be our last Crown Victoria that we will be getting rid of, and all will be the police utility vehicle then. And then the second vehicle that was supposed to be replaced last year that we held off has funds available from insurance proceeds, and also a fund transfer took place from 2015 and funds that were not used to transfer or to rebuild that machine into 2016's for this project. So the funds are available for each vehicle. Also noted in the memo is trade-in value from Jeff Belzer, New Prague Ford, for $25,000. So under recommended action, to authorize the purchase of 2 2017 Ford Police Interceptors from Jeff Belzer, New Prague Ford, for a bid price of $26,045 per vehicle, with a total purchase price of $49,590 with trade-in. Any questions at all?
No, it's pretty standard that we've kept it locally, just because trying to get any service within the warranty period means going all the way up to Fergus Falls, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I'll make a motion to authorize purchase of the two 2017 Ford Utility Interceptors.
I have a quick question, though, before we do that,
Sure.
if I could. Jim, the new investigator, we don't foresee needing any more cars than what we have when that position comes online?
I was going to, last year, if we would have replaced the Ford Fusion that I'm driving right now, that was going to become a city vehicle until, if we had another position and the police department needed it, we would have taken it back. In this event, no, I would retain that vehicle, the 2009 Ford Fusion, for that position that they'll be able to utilize. It's unmarked. It has just a charger in for a portable radio, so they would utilize that vehicle for that.
I just want to make sure that when this new position comes online, that there wouldn't be another request for a third vehicle.
No.
So,
No, that was the plan. That
Okay.
we're moving that was my plan, to move the fleet in a manner that would allow for that additional purchase without adding another vehicle at this time.
thank you.
So Jim, that $2,500 trade-in value is on the other vehicle?
Yeah, that would be on the 2011 Crown Vic.
Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second.
Motion made by Bruzek, second by Ryan, to accept or authorize purchase of the two 2017 Ford Utility Police Interceptors. Any other questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes again, 4-0. This one's on Patty, adoption of the proposed management policies that we saw actually 2 weeks ago.
Correct. So at the April 18th meeting, the following policies were presented to the council for their review and consideration. They were the financial management policy, tax exempt policy, capital asset policy, and the accounting policies and procedures. Upon further review, other than a few minor cleanup items, specifically in the capital asset policy for capitalization thresholds, there was a change that was made to the section in the financial management policy under revenue, page 3, which was brought up by Mayor Nicolai at the previous meeting, in where the sentence that read, "In no event shall such equity transfers be made in consecutive years." We have removed that sentence. By doing that, this will allow for transfers from the general fund to enterprise funds. The council has no other questions. I'd ask that the council adopt the policies as presented.
Am I pretty accurate in letting the general public know that these policies actually have pretty much been followed in the past? They're now just being written down so that everyone involved knows the procedures. Okay, I'll honor a motion to accept these policies.
Make a motion to accept these 4 policies.
I'll second.
Motion made by Jerick, second by Tuma, to accept the financial policies, adoption of financial policy, management policies. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, they're adopted. Okay, now, next item on the agenda is a review of the municipal golf course survey results on employee membership discounts. Pat,
I wanted to make a quick statement to begin with. So you'll note on the second page of the memo, Mike did note that since the mayor is not here, he may have further comment on this, and you may wish to table the action. We'd probably recommend that ultimately. Certainly if there's any questions, Patty had her staff do the calling of the other golf courses in the area, and obviously you can see the results within the table here. So, you know, other than some questions, might be a good idea ultimately to table it, but that's just the first statement I wanted to make before we get into it too far. So,
thanks, Ken. Does anybody have any questions for Patty or Ken? Otherwise, we'll just table it.
I'll make a motion to table this until the next council meeting.
I'll second it. Motion been made by Jerick, second by Brujek, to table this item until the following meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 4-0. Okay, next one is, again, the golf course. This has to do with Golf Management Enterprises, GME, contract to applying to their incentive provision. Patty?
As part of the existing golf course consultant agreement for 2015-16 with Golf Management Enterprises, and I'll refer to them as GME, the city is required to examine and evaluate whether any year-end financial incentive is due and owed to GME. In accordance with the Exhibit B incentive concepts of the 2015-16 agreement, which is on the second page that you have, it does appear that GME will meet the year-end requirements for an incentive payment in 2015. If you then turn to the next page, it illustrates the revenues of $745,747, which is an increase of $66,619, or 9.8% from 2014. Then you subtract out the operating expenses of $845,084 for a net operation loss of $99,337. Part of this agreement was adding back the depreciation of $118,325, with the operating result as a positive $18,987. So in conclusion, the factors for rewarding an incentive payment in 2015 were met by GME, and city staff is recommending an incentive payment to be made to them in the amount of $1,898.78.
Any comments, questions on it by anyone?
No, it's a signed contract with the city and it's not like we can, without putting us in a legal bind, it's not like we can't
You'll have to, that's correct.
not do it.
That's correct. I'm not in favor of it, but it's in the contract, so there's not much we can do with it right now.
I'll make a motion to approve the incentive amount of $1,898.78 to GM.
I'll second.
Motion made by Tuma, second by Ryan, to award the incentive of $1,898.78. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, it passes 4-0. Okay, consent agenda.
I have one question for, maybe Glenn can answer this on the open invoice. Are these the last bills of the baseball field improvement now? Is there anything else outstanding? Bills to be paid? That you know of? I
there's
didn't
more
mean to put
bills
you on the
coming
spot.
up.
I'm just kind of curious if this is.
There's more bills coming up. It would be for the addition to the scoreboard,
Oh, okay.
for the batting cages, the bullpen. That's this year. Besides minor things that could go wrong or things we're going to be adding, top dressing, things like that. And then next year is when we move the dugouts in,
Right.
move the fencing, add the 2 extra poles or the new poles with new lighting, although the lighting's paid for. So
Batting cages look like they're on here. I'm just curious on this. There's $41,000, almost $42,000 outstanding. I was just curious on how much more where we're at. But the batting cages are on here. Not including, I know there's more work. I know it was going to be phased in over a couple of years. I'm just referring to this year.
Okay.
And
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't mean to
So
put you on the.
the batting cages are on there. You're correct.
Okay.
We had this should be, besides the retainage for the contract with KA Witt, which is still out there that we'll end up paying once everything is done at the baseball field. This would be their last payment before we pay retainage.
Okay.
So now we'll be seeing the bill, next time we'll see the bill for the addition to the scoreboard.
Okay.
Bullpen, which is not a lot of money, it's under $1,000, that'll be coming around, payment for that. That really, besides top dressing, fertilizer, general maintenance things that we normally would do. Top dressing, I guess we normally don't do as much as we've been doing. That should be it that I can think of off the top of my head, yes.
Okay.
That would be the end of it. If I remember correctly, I didn't write it down, I probably should have. I think retainage on that contract is like $15,000 or something like that, percentage of the contract.
And it was just more of a curious.
Yep.
Because that one.
Yep, nope, that should be it if I'm remembering everything.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it. Motion made by Jerick, second by Bruzek to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, none. Consent agenda passes. Miscellaneous. Jim?
We are ready for the marathon this weekend. We'll have assistance from Leesore County and Leesore County Posse assisting with traffic control, but should be set for nice weather and good race.
Glenn?
I've got nothing besides what we probably just talked about at the baseball field. That's coming together pretty nice. This Saturday, there's a doubleheader there. The high school plays late morning, and then the Orioles play at like 2:30 in the afternoon. So they're kind of considering that the first big ball game of the season on Saturday. So other than that, I got nothing.
I don't know if, did you mention it last time or not, but that one storage building got a new skin on it.
Yeah. Did you
Looks
see it?
good. Mm-hmm.
I think it looks great, considering what it looked like. Anything would have been an improvement. But yeah, no, the guys beefed it up a little bit. Added some studs through the whole building, which it wasn't falling down to begin with, but beefed it up a little bit. And there were new doors on it. It's just you couldn't tell because of how bad the building looked. You just focused on how bad the building was. So yeah, no, I think it looks really good. We got a little bit of trim work to paint, but I think it turned out pretty good.
I like it.
Yeah, thanks.
Bruce?
I have nothing.
Ken?
Nothing.
Mary Jo? Pat? Yeah. Patty, anything? Okay. Jenna?
I'm good, nothing.
Me? John?
I have nothing either.
Nor do I. I guess we're done.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Good job,
Might be a
Mr.
new
Mayor.